Have you ever found yourself in a situation with a guy that you like and he's texting you a lot, he's putting in all of this effort, you've been on multiple dates, and you genuinely start to feel like you guys are forming this beautiful connection, and you are certain that this is not one-sided. You can feel the energy from him. He is investing into you, you are investing into him, the connection is great, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he starts to retract his energy. He starts to not put in as much effort as he once was investing into you. Now, it's not that he's ghosting you, but he's just not chasing you in the way that he once was initially at the beginning of this relationship or this dating situation. If you have been in this situation and you never want to experience this situation again in this lifetime, then stick around, because together we are going to take back control over your dating life, and it's all coming up right now. Hi, welcome back to The Vibration Vault. My name is Alia Zare. I help women all over the world navigate their love life in a more feminine way. So if that sounds like something that you want to do, make sure to subscribe to stick around. Okay, let's begin. So I was actually on FaceTime with one of my girlfriends, and that's what inspired me to create this episode for you. Now, she was dating this guy. He was very handsome, he was very charming, and he was obsessed with her, okay? He was putting in all of this effort. It was good morning, baby, good night, baby. It was hours at a time on FaceTime with her. He would send her unexpected flowers. He would plan these elaborate dinners and fine dining experiences for her. But then, out of nowhere, his energy shifted. He stopped putting in as much effort as he once was investing into her at the beginning. No good morning texts, no good evening texts, no unexpected flower deliveries, and on top of that, he would go missing for hours at a time. She knew that he was slipping right through her fingers, but she said to me, I don't want to lose him. I can't be bothered to lose him. I have invested so much of my energy into this. Starting again is exhausting. I don't want to have to start again. I can feel that he's not interested in me like he used to be. Why is he not chasing me anymore? So if you're finding, like my friend, that men are investing so much into you at the beginning, and then once you've formed this good connection, they start to pull away, it's a good chance that they are starting to pull away because the balance in energy is completely off. The energy has basically been disrupted from how it was initially at the beginning of this dating situation. You see, for my friend, at the very beginning of this whole situation, before she had even gone on a date with this guy, she wasn't sold. She was thinking like, okay, I will just wait and see what this guy has to offer. She was thinking things like, yeah, he's attractive, but I'm going to let him prove himself. She was taking her time to assess this man, and this man could feel this energy, this vibration that she was emitting to him, that she was the one that was assessing whether or not he was worthy. He could feel from her energy alone that yes, she is the prize, and I need to keep her on this elevated pedestal and platform and dote on her in order for her to be impressed by me. That was his natural response to her energy. That's the polarity in masculine and feminine energy. She was in her feminine energy, sitting back in her receiving energy, thinking, okay, I'm going to let you prove yourself to me. And he was in his divine masculine energy. Let me give you something. Let me prove myself to you. Now, the problem arose after a couple of dates, because after a couple of dates, that's when this really good connection formed between them both. And I found my friend saying things like, I've got this amazing connection with him. I really don't want to mess things up with him. Do you think what I said was a bit too much? Do you think he's going to be freaked out if I say this to him? He is just so attractive. I don't want to lose him. I think I'm going to marry him. I think he's the one. What she was thinking is, I want this to work, and I want this guy to continue investing in me because it feels good and he looks good and it's an amazing connection. It feels good. Everything is perfect. I want this to last forever now. She was sold. The natural balance and energy had been completely thrown off. It had been completely disrupted. The problem is that she wasn't staying single mentally. She had mentally closed herself off to any other suitors. She had no other options. She had gone all in with this guy mentally, and he could now feel this energy shift from her. So even if she wasn't fully officially committed to him, and they hadn't said that they were both in a relationship and they hadn't made that commitment to one another, it was irrelevant because she had already made that commitment with her energy. Her energy was solely given to him. And what you need to understand is, when a man senses that energy too early on, before he's actually been the one to make things official in the relationship and make that decision, and you have accepted, he feels the desperation. And what happens is, your status as the prize is completely diminished. You are stripped from that pedestal. And what you are doing with your energy is you are saying, please don't leave me. Please carry on chasing me. I am so lucky to have you. You are so attractive. You are my only option. And what happens is, he now moves on up to the pedestal that you were once sat so comfortably and so perfectly, so beautifully on. So obviously, if he's sat on this pedestal up here, he's not going to chase you because now he's in his receiving energy. He doesn't need to go out and chase you because he doesn't see you as the prize anymore. She had actually single-handedly, voluntarily stripped herself from the pedestal, which obviously when I said this to her, she was mortified. But it's such a common thing for women to do because they get too excited. They get overly invested. And it's a beautiful thing for a woman to have, you know, to commit to one man, to make a decision, to make that choice and be loyal, fiercely loyal. But when you do that too early, it actually repels the masculine energy and it throws the balance of the energy completely off. Because while she was thinking, I really don't want to mess this up, he was thinking, yeah, she's all right, she's attractive, but I'll just see how things go. And now he's sat up here on his pedestal, on his high horse, thinking, well, she wasn't that hard to impress. How did she make her mind up on me so soon? Maybe there are no other guys interested in her. Maybe I shouldn't be as obsessed with her because no other man is obsessed with her. And the thing is here, and this is the sad truth, and whether or not men want to admit this or fight me in the comments, I don't care. Men seek other men's validation subconsciously. When he can see early on that he is the only suitable candidate to take this role of being your husband or being your boyfriend, being your life partner, that is actually going to be off-putting to him because he's going to think, why is this woman who I initially thought was so great not in high demand? Now, the secret to keep him chasing is to create this type of demand. How do you create this demand? You create this demand by keeping your options open. Okay, it's having this dating but single mentality. It's about not fully going all in with the first good connection that you feel, because what you will come to realize is that you are the magic. You are the one that creates this beautiful connection. You are the one that makes the experience feel so alive. You can actually have a great connection with anyone. So that doesn't mean that the first good connection that you experience is going to be the right one. You have high standards for your love. So what's the root cause of this problem? Well, it's coming from scarcity. You see, when you are a woman and you don't really date that often, or you don't really have many potential suitors because you don't put yourself out there, then yeah, the first good connection that you form, you are going to be all over it. You are going to start planning your wedding. You're going to write a list of baby names. You're going to start writing your name and his surname next to each other to see whether or not that's going to work in the future. You're going to start practicing your signature. You get what I'm saying. You are going to take this good connection and you are going to run with it fast. When instead a woman in her feminine energy would say, okay, hold up a second. Yes, I have a good connection with him, but I have a good connection with everyone. Having a good connection is not rare, it's not scarce, it's in abundance. I create the good connection. I am the magic. And that's what you will come to realize. You are the creator of these amazing, beautiful experiences. You are the reason why the connection feels so great with him. You are the magic. You are the special. So yeah, if he starts to invest all of this energy and time into you, and maybe he's sending you gifts, maybe he's booking you dates, but also, as he should, why would he not be doing those things for you? Why are you not worthy? Why are you glorifying these things? Yes, be grateful, but glorifying them to strip yourself from the pedestal? Absolutely not. Absolutely never. You have to have massive standards for your exclusivity because that's the most important thing that you have. And you have to have even higher standards for your love because that's even more important than your exclusivity. So how do you do this? You need to sell yourself on a man over a period of time. And that starts by realizing that there are a lot of good men out there. There are a lot of good men out there that would be privileged to even be rejected by you, just to have an experience with you, to say they've had an interaction with you. Like my friend, she is absolutely gorgeous, okay? She's like a supermodel. She's the most beautiful woman you've ever seen. She receives princess treatment everywhere she goes. Everyone's always kind to her, even the strangers on the street. She is inundated with men, and this is something that most men can't have. This abundance that a lot of women have at their fingertips. I mean, think about dating apps. Think about how many more matches a woman would get as opposed to how many more matches a guy would get. But you've got to use your magic. You've got to use your feminine power and keep yourself high on the pedestal and never, ever, ever back down. So use your non-exclusivity to meet lots of men. Make lots of connections rather than coming from a place of scarcity. Now, when you look for this abundance in the variety of connections that you've been able to form, that is going to now translate in your energy. So you're not going to accidentally show those signs of desperation because you're going to be occupied. You're going to be busy and you're going to be more selective. Now, how this works is men actually feel this competition from other men. They don't have to have ever met them, ever seen them, ever heard about them. They just know by your energy that there is another man or other men that are wooing you and entertaining you. And men, especially in the early dating stages, only in the early dating stages, love that. They love that competition because now you are elevated even higher on the pedestal. Now they want to win, okay? Now they want to win this prize because you appear to be more of a prize. Like I said earlier in this episode, men subconsciously seek other men's validation. Now you have been validated by all of these other men who are showing an interest in you. Now all of a sudden, his efforts towards you are going to skyrocket. Now he's doing things he's never done for any other woman before because he knows you've got other suitors. Now, let me give you an example. When I first started dating my partner, he knew that he was not the only guy who was competing for my love, for my attention, for my time, for my exclusivity. Now, that's not because I told him that there was other men. It's just my energy. It was just the energy I was giving, and his natural response was, okay, well, I'm not going to bring up or ask questions if she's dating anyone else. I'm just going to make her time with me the most fun and special time she's ever had. And obviously, he ended up winning my heart completely. But to this day, he says, every single day I wake up with the intention to prove to you that you made the right decision by choosing me. I will never stop trying to impress you. I will never stop trying to fight for your attention, fight for your love, fight for your validation. Because the moment I stop doing that is the moment another man will take what's mine. And I will not allow that to happen. So what I'm trying to get at here is how you approach your dating life very, very early on is also a blueprint and indication for how he's going to treat you long term and in the future in that relationship. He knew at the beginning there was a high demand. He could sense it from my energy. I wasn't always available. I had a very exciting life. I was traveling, meeting new people. He knew that whilst I was traveling, going to new places, that I could potentially meet someone else and my mind and attention could be swayed, but it wasn't, but he was aware that it could be. So now he's very delicate in the relationship and in the situation that, okay, this woman comes from such a full, vibrant life that she can finance and fund herself, and she must be inundated with men. Just from my energy alone, he got that whole picture. So most women are too selective at the beginning of the dating process. My friend is very choosy with the men that she dates, and to be honest, she rarely ever does date. But then she was much less choosy once she found a good connection. It's almost like that long list of non-negotiables that she had got absolutely launched out of the window once she found this good connection. Nothing else mattered to her. She was sold way too soon. You want to do the opposite. You want to create abundance. Be less choosy at the beginning. Form many good connections. And then get increasingly more choosy over a period of time. That's when you can get more selective because you've qualified them over a period of time. Don't stop being single. Don't think by giving him your full exclusivity in the very early stages of dating is going to prove to him that you're a very good woman, you've got good morals. Is just going to show signs of desperation, unfortunately. I know it's so nice when you do find a good connection, you know that this is the guy you want to pursue. It's so easy to want to give everything to that guy, especially if you are a lover girl like me. But it's important to follow these steps. It's important for the longevity of this relationship. It's important if you genuinely do want something with this guy to explore and prove to yourself that you actually can form good connections. It gives you a bit more of a backbone in the relationship to speak up for what you want in the relationship, because you know that there are other good connections out there that you can form. It's actually going to give you more confidence in the relationship to get more out of the relationship that you want. So that is a wrap for today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to hit the thumbs up and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So until next time, I love you. Bye.